Right. See what I can, what kind of a mess I can make. Hi everybody, I hope that this is working. I've got my area set up upstairs for my art. And we do an acrylic pour on this vase that I've had around forever. See what happens to it. So, it's fairly level, I think. Hope everybody's doing okay. I'm looking for my white. Where do I see my white? My white. It's crimson, golden, aha, titanium white. So I've got different kinds of paints here. I've got some are Amsterdam, and I think I've got a couple here that are golden. I'll leave the cheap tempera paint out for now. Maybe add some in later. I don't know, let's try this. See what happens. No, it's not going that way. That way. Hey, Canadian, you can tell. As I say, hey. I always have. I am in Nova Scotia. We were the last province, I think, to get hit by the coronavirus. And no, it's not about drinking Corona beer, folks. It's actually something pretty serious. Anyway, I'm going to just put a little bit of white on top there so that it flows down. And might hold that. I'll have to, I should probably stop. Take my lids off here. I don't know what color that is. Oh, crimson too. I like this nice on it too. I haven't quite decided what colors I want to use yet. This is iridescent gold, like golden. And I'm not gonna lift up every cup and show you because I just find that kind of. I'm just here to have fun. This is. It's orange. It's gonna taste it. Fluorescent pink, which is what I used in these small canvases over there. I love this color actually. It's mixed with the glue and Floetrol. Mix it with everything. And this is phthalo blue, which is one of my favorite colors. So I just put some white down. I've got them kind of mixed. They're a little thick, and that's the way I like it. Thick. So I'm just going to put some gold on. And then a little bit of, how about orange? Oh, that's not orange. How about fluorescent pink? And we'll put a little bit more white on. Oh, it's going to stay up quite nicely, I think, actually. Just want it to kind of be even. A little bit of orange. And we're going to go white again, because I don't want the orange mixing with the blue. Just let that run down. It's going to be pretty cool, actually. There we go. Blue. All right, move that out of the way. Just keep dripping. Just sticks, doesn't it? I want it to come down, tip. Oops, this way. I want it tipping over in my lap. It's okay if I've got a little bit of me. I don't mind. What's a wee bit of paint, eh? What's a wee bit of paint? Not much. As I said, I live in Nova Scotia. I have loved art for as as long as I can remember. I'm just going to twist that a little bit. And let it flow. I think I just put white on, so I'm going to put some more orange on there because I really like this orange. I'm going to overdo it because I want to. It's kind of uneven on that side. Like it needs to be tipped. Just that way, a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. If anybody's watching, say hi. Give it a thumbs up. Give me a comment. I'm new at this. I'm not new at the videos, but I'm new at the live streaming business. And yeah, so tell me what you think. I don't mind constructive criticism. Not at all. As long as it's constructive. And, you know, I like turning this because it leaves like a spiral on top. That's enough for now. I just want to kind of tip a bit and get some stuff flowing here just to cover the whole vase. You don't want it puddling up on the end, like on the bottom of it, right? So you want it to kind of flow. This is fun. I like doing this. I think if I go like that, I might come out here tomorrow morning and lobby wash them off and fill a lake onto the floor and onto my chair. Not cool. Oopsie daisies. All right, let's try some crimson again. I think this is the last crimson. And it really doesn't look crimson because it's mixed with Floetrol and a little bit of water. But just kind of push it over that way, push it that way. That's not working so well. I wonder where my little tin is. Like I had the bottom of a pop in a bottle. And I don't throw things out. Ask my husband. I'm just going to let that flow. I'm just going to let it flow. It's kind of funky. So, like I said, Nova Scotia, I think, was probably the last province to get COVID-19. And, yeah. So, here we are. This isn't coming as well as I thought I wanted it to. But I'll take one of these cups and kind of scoop up some of this paint here because I don't like paint being wasted. Yeah. I don't know that I mind that so much actually because that's just going to pour right down over top again and leave some even more cool designs. Just kind of, oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. It's kind of like a paisley. Put some paint on the areas that are still, but the paint hasn't come down so that it flows better. Yeah. Swore up and down that I wasn't going to be the one that was going to go get groceries and stuff because I went out a few weeks ago and it was pretty hair-raising for me. But today I caved and I went and got groceries. And I think it took me about 3 hours to wind down. And the trauma of that, being out in public. Well, I had to take my little one to the doctor. So we got a phone call yesterday from the specialist's office saying, are you having any of these symptoms? No. Okay, you can bring your child in at time tomorrow. You have to call first, so I called first. They asked me all the questions all over again. And I got there half an hour early, and then you just sit in your car and wait. And when they're done with the patient that they have. They call down your car and you go up with your child to the pediatrician. And to be perfectly honest, I really like that because I don't like going into the pediatrician's office when there's a bunch of other children in there because they could catch something from my child or my child could catch something from their child. Also, I'd really like to see a lot of the toys taken out. When I lived out in Victoria, British Columbia, knew a few of the pediatricians because I had worked with them when I worked at the hospital. And they didn't have toys in their office waiting rooms. They had a TV way up mounted, and you could bring your own toy or your own book, and you could come in and the child could pick a movie to watch. So I don't, I like getting there for the appointment and getting in and getting out without running into anybody else. Only because we've got some pretty medically fragile. I have medically fragile children, and they're lovely, and I don't want them to get sick. So with this pandemic, I think it's a sign for us to kind of slow down and take life a little bit more seriously and a little more easily. More seriously in the sense that our generations, the last few generations, I grew up in an age where I watched my parents. I've got my mother's freezer downstairs in my garage that we still use. It still works perfectly fine. I think the thing is probably 60 years old. My mom got it when she first got married to my dad. And no, it wouldn't be that long. I think they got it when we. No, they had that, I think, in Goose Bay. I remember, gosh, maybe my brother or sister can remember me. It might have been down in the basement with the blueberry wine that they made. Lots of blueberries in Goose Bay, Labrador. Anyway, as I was saying, I think that these younger generations and even my own generation need to stop friggin' throwing stuff out. Get it fixed. You reuse it. Don't just stick it on the curb and go and buy a new one, because every time you do that, you're causing more damage to this earth. We are causing more damage to this earth. And I'm a firm believer that what we need to do to save our earth, or to make it at least last a little longer than it's going to, is just to take a step back and be happy with what you've got. Stay at home a little bit more. When I went grocery shopping today, I said to the clerk, I remember going grocery shopping when my kids were all really little. I've fostered for a number of years. And so when we lived out west, we'd have like probably 4 or 5, sometimes 7 children in our home. And I'd go grocery shopping for a couple of weeks, one day for a couple of weeks, and I'd bring home, I'd probably spend about $700 or $800. And then as the kids get older, you stop going because you start going more because it's easier. It's more convenient. When kids get older, it's easier to get out to the store. Plain and simple as that. And so then I started going more often. Well, when you go more often, I'm wasting more gas, I'm burning more gas, fuel emissions. Coming home with plastic bags. So now, because of this pandemic, it's made me sit back and realize that I don't need to go out that often. And to be perfectly honest, I quite like not going out. I go out once every 2 weeks for groceries. And so today, when I got my groceries over the last month or so, we've realized, gosh, we spend a lot of money on groceries. you don't add, it doesn't register when you're going every other day, you know, to get, oh, what do you want for supper tonight? Well, I'll stop by the grocery store or whatever. You don't see what you're buying. You don't see how much you're spending. And now it really opened my eyes quite a bit. This is really pretty. I like the effect. It's almost like confetti. And I think I'd probably put a second coat on. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So that's my thoughts on the whole thing. What else did I learn? It takes me a long time to calm down after being out there with a bunch of people. When I've been at home for so long and not having to go out. And how difficult it must be for single parents. How do you go and get your groceries without taking your child into the store or into the car with you? I'm married. My husband stays home with the kids when one of us goes out to the store. Only one of us goes out to the store, and the other one stays home with the kids. The kids do not come with us, and just gosh, I feel for all the people that are out there that are struggling and having a difficult time. I admire those single parents that are out there doing this by themselves, because I'm fortunate that I have a partner. Other people aren't so fortunate. Hey, how's it going?
Going good.
Good.
A little bit.
All right. Night, sweetie. Have a good sleep. Huh? Maybe all that cues. Maybe I should have spray painted it first or something like that. Paint's still moving. It does look cool. I like it because it's sort of like it's transparent, translucent, I suppose is a better term. Just run that down there like that. Turn it around. That. Yeah. They say small things and leave small minds. I don't have a small mind, but small things do amuse me. Yeah. So, tell me if there's anything I can do differently with my live streaming. I don't even know if it's working or not because nobody's saying hello to me. Okay. But if you happen to come on, please say hello so that I know, at least I'm not alone out there. I think I am. It's okay. I'm getting used to it. I get pretty cross when I have to go out. I don't like going out anymore. It's not funny. I'm like one of the biggest offenders is shopping and stuff like that you can imagine. And it's just like, I could easily just stay home now and not bother doing anything except hanging out with the kids. That's what I like to do. Let's see. So here's a story behind this picture over here that I've been working on. I showed it in my last video. I've been doing sort of 3D art on trying out different things, and so with this one I've used the modeling paste, as the acrylic modeling paste, and I've used any polymer clay on it, but I've used acrylic paints, and now my hubby got a dozen roses for me about a month ago. I brought them home and they were white and huge with pink on them. And of course, because I've got a little one that likes to touch absolutely everything, I had them in a vase beside my bed. They're beautiful. I love roses. And they still smell like roses too. And he noticed that they were dead, but I still have them sitting beside my bed. It's because I can't throw out dried flowers. When somebody gives me flowers, I keep them almost forever. I am so my mother's daughter. It's not even funny anymore. And so then he came home with a dozen beautiful red roses. Mm-hmm. So I took the white and pink roses out because they were completely dried, and I put them in my little bag. And then the red ones dried. And so I decided what I was going to do was use them on my dancer. So now I'm trying to decide how I'm going to preserve it. And what I'm thinking I'll probably do, there's a couple of different things that I could do for that. What I'll do is I'll put the lids back on my paints right now and get them out of the way, and then maybe I can get this out of the way and bring that other piece over and show it to you, because I'm hoping that if somebody's there, somebody will be, up to talking, let me know what they think and what there's maybe some ideas that they might have about how to do this. So I had my studio downstairs, and I found that because I've got the small children that I can't, it's not feasible to be able to go downstairs to do art and leave them alone. It's just not cool. And so I brought everything back upstairs, and almost everything. I still got some stuff downstairs that I need to get. We're pulling stuff out of cups. Anyway, so I just brought up most of the stuff. And so my husband shares the space with me up here. He's got his own space downstairs as well, and I've got my own space downstairs, but I just don't use it. I kind of have down there in my other room, I've got like some canvas, and I've got some things that I want to paint on. I'm a big, I really like to see things refurbished and used over again. I got a beautiful little coffee table from, well, not coffee table, but little table from the yard sale, like a Facebook yard sale for $40. And it was from IKEA, this table. Nice oak. So, or oak or pine, probably pine, it's cheaper. And so what I did was I did a resin pour on it, and I videotaped that too. You can see it in my previous ones, and I'd say I'd link it at the bottom, but I'm afraid to, well, I can try, and if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Don't get upset with me. I'm going to put this, because I kind of like it just the way it is, kind of like Bridget Jones, just the way it is. So, let's see what I can do here without messing it up. I'm going to take it over there to my other table where I dry things. It does look kind of cool. I'll show it to you when it dries. I may put another coat or something on it afterwards. I may just roll it right through that. Look at that paint down there, right? Shouldn't waste that. Gosh. Alright. Before I freak things up, I'm going to go put it over there. let it dry, show you tomorrow, hopefully. If not, I'll paint over it. I don't care. It's okay. I can show you a couple of other pieces. Okay. What I'm going to do right now, though, is clean up this little area here. Yeah, I know that there is paint wasted there. You know what? It's a very small amount of paint and it's a lot of water. Oh, pick it up. It's just, it's also compostable. It's non-acrylic. Just put it in my paper stuff. And now I'm going to bring over my other piece. Try not to forget out here. You'll be able to see this very well. As you see, I kind of, it's not, you'll see it better when I have it glued down. I'll just pick it up a little bit like that. And so you can see the dancer, because there's her ballet shoes at the bottom, which I probably am going to go over with something else. These flowers are not finished, but they are done with the acrylic modeling paste. And then I use my acrylic paints on top. And so what I'm trying to decide is whether I should glue these down and then pour, I think I will now, pour my resin very carefully over top of that. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do this. If anybody has any suggestions out there, I'd really appreciate it. Because otherwise, the other thing I thought was I could take each piece and submerge it in resin so that each piece is individually done. And once that's hardened, then I can adhere them to the piece. And that's probably what I'm going to do. So if I do that, it won't be a, well, it could be a live stream, because if you want to hang out for the day or the night, because I'm not during the day, I'm with my kids, but at nighttime, I tend to stay up a little bit later because this is my time, right? Right. Anyway, I'm not going to get all started on this tonight, because I know that if I do, be out of all night. Instead, I'll show you a couple other pieces that I did. I did some lava pours for my hubby's D&D game. And they weren't as easy as they look, I want you to know. They weren't easy at all. I gotta put that other piece back up on the shelf. Scooch around here. And you know what? Video, TV, it really does put on 40 pounds. Believe it or not, I look as heavy as I did before I lost weight. So this is one of the pieces right here. Now the story behind that is I did a whole bunch of different pours on it, and it cracked and it messed up. But it seems as though my husband likes it best because it's got the deep cracks in it that have black down inside. So it kind of, and it's got a little bit of sparkle in it too. I don't know how I did that. And it just kind of makes it look like a lava pit. He didn't notice the glitter. I don't know what I'm thinking. Anyway, and so I did another pour so that maybe this could sit sort of like that. This is the other piece. piece right here, and I really, really like this one. I like it a lot. I'm just getting used to how it's opposite, how I move things so that you can see them. I really like this one. And then I wasn't happy with this. I thought I had frigged it up completely without knowing that my husband liked it the best. And I did another one. This is even bigger one. And that's another lava pour. It's really hard to anyway, I like this too, and it's actually got some texture to it as well. I think that I probably put it like that if I wanted to put it together as a piece, but you know what this one reminds me of? It reminds me of sort of like a really brilliant crimson night sky with the sunset. Because there's your blue night sky, it's the crimson clouds, sailor's delight, you know, and then the sunset down here. That's kind of what I see it as. Anyway, red sky at night, sailor's delight. That's what you like when you live in Nova Scotia. You live in the Maritimes, actually. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of excited because I'm able to live stream now. As I've done a couple of times on my phone, and then I guess, oops, they weren't supposed to let me do that. That was a while ago. It was over a year and a half ago now that I did that. And I didn't know what I was doing anyway. So anyway, that's another one of my pieces. It's more of a cubism. I love cubism. So this is my sort of also cubism. It's not cubism. This is not cubism, but I love it. I do love cubism. It's my favorite form of art. It's really quite difficult to do too. Let's see what else I got up here. I got this one that I've been working on for quite a while, and this one has got the polymer. This is the clay. That's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, it's pretty. It's not done. It will be eventually. I want to put more poppies on it. That's what these are. It's sort of a Remembrance Day piece that I started back in October of last year. Just never. Well, it takes me a while to finish pieces. I like to work on them, hang them, look at them, decide what I want to do next. And then all of a sudden, it just comes to me and I see it. Intuitive. And look at the friggin' cells in that baby, right? Right there. Right there. See that? That's in my days when I was making the paint a little bit thicker. And I gotta get back to doing that too. Oh, my eyes are itchy. Oh gosh. I probably should go to bed soon. It's very cold. We should do. But excited about all this. And I got another little piece up here that I have completed. I just need to put the hands on for the clock. Trying to get it so that you don't see everything in my computer, but that's, yeah, it's the life tree, birch tree, with some zirconia. No, not zirconia, Swarovski, and some gold flake in it as well. I put Swarovski crystals, and I did a, oh, what's that called? A stamp. It's gone. Doesn't matter. Obviously, it doesn't matter. So that's kind of what I'm up to. Let's see what everybody else is up to. What's everybody doing tonight? What is everybody doing tonight? You know who you have to watch is, and I probably will just tear her name apart, Swapnaja Mohit. Swapnaja Mohit, I think. She is just a remarkable storyteller. I can't understand a word she says because she speaks in a completely different language. But she has such a beautiful voice, and she's lovely to listen to. Very calming voice, and she tells her stories. And I think they have to do with her culture and probably the religion and things that are happening in. I don't know, but anyway, she's quite lovely. Another one is Lily Pilly. Look up Lily Pilly, Lillypilly. She's in Australia, I believe. Australia or New Zealand, I think Australia. And her first video, she encountered a koala. And the second video is talking a little bit about it and what she's going to be doing on her channel. And I think it's wonderful, and I think everybody should have a look at it. She's a bright young lady. I think she's a biology student, maybe. She's really interesting. Got tons of people that I watch. Oh my gosh, vlogs. Pouring your heart out. Pouring your heart out is another really great. Anyway, you can look, if you're looking on my channel, I think that you can probably go into my liked videos and my saved videos and have a look through and see if there's somebody else in there that you'd like to kind of watch. There's a few in here. Like, it's just amazing how much you can watch and get from other people. Even when you don't understand what they're saying, it's really beautiful. Okay, this other little one that I really like, she's JK Cover Channel, and she plays the drums like you wouldn't believe. What a smart young lady. Love her. Some of these people are just, everybody is just so amazing out there, and does share such wonderful things. Anyway, that's it. Oh, bonjour toujours as well. She's lovely. She's very, she's a little eccentric, I'd say a little whimsical and lighthearted, and that's all the qualities that I love. And then there's some great recipe channels too. People giving up great recipes, doing funny things. I've got one, and I think they're in, I don't know where they are, and I hate to say it because I probably am not right. Asia, somewhere, I don't pay too much attention. But these guys have got like this sitcom going, and they're so funny. And again, I don't understand a word that they're saying, but they all make me laugh. Oh my heavens, they're hilarious. And that's it right there. Nguyen Hai, Nguyen is the first name, and Hai is the second, and that's the name of his channel. And there's about 3 or 4 of these guys, and they're going around the town making these little sitcom movies. And he's got a lot, but oh my gosh, he needs all the support too. That's the guy there. Like, I just so bad with I'm left-handed for one thing, so that's the guy right there. You've got to check him out. He's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So what can I do now? I'm going to do something. I'm hoping somebody will say hello and then I can say goodbye. Just kidding. JK. JK channel, check her out. She's a great drummer. I think that Ellen DeGeneres should find her and have her on her show. That's what I think. She's lovely. What a smart young lady. This is a magnet. When I was out in Victoria last summer, I spent about 3 or 4 weeks. No, I didn't. I spent some time. I spent a couple of weeks. I was out there for a couple of weeks. And staying with I visit my dad and my mom. My dad's wife, who I call, she's my mom. My real mom passed away about 3 years ago, but I grew up with my dad's wife, Mama. I was about 15, I guess, when Dad and I got married. So anyway, I digress. I was out in Victoria last summer for a little vacation by myself. And I went to their dollar store and they had great magnets, canvas magnets. So I went to the dollar store up there and I bought a bunch of bottles of paint. And it wasn't expensive either, just, cheap dollar store paint, this kind of stuff. That kind of stuff right there. And we sat out on our deck. I swam in a pool, floated around because it made my back feel so much better. And we all painted. It was really great. And I'm hoping that this pandemic is over because I will miss being out there this summer. That's where I go every summer, is to Victoria. And I walk along the beaches. I took some of my paintings out there and left them there too, which I'm really happy about. I am going to read a little poem, and then I'm going to say goodnight to all, and I'm going to sit down and have a sip of wine, and maybe watch something funny. Humor. This poem is called My Hands. My hands were busy through the day. I didn't have much time to play. The little games you asked me to, I didn't have much time for you. I'd wash your clothes, sew and cook, and when you'd bring your picture book and ask me to share your fun, I'd say, a little later, son. I'd tuck you in all safe at night and hear your prayers turn out the light, then tiptoe softly to the door. I wish I'd stayed a minute more. For life is short, the years rush past. A little boy grows up so fast. No longer is he at your side, his precious secrets to confide. The picture books are put away. There are no longer games to play, no goodnight kiss, no prayers to hear. That all belongs to yesteryear. My hands once busy now are still. The days are long and hard to fill. I wish I could go back and do the little things you asked me to. Author unknown. And so I found this. I got this probably 10 years ago when I visited a little tourist attraction in outside Antigonish. And it fell out of a book when I was setting myself up here, and my husband was he just thought it was an old piece of paper and chucked it. And I picked it out of the recycle, which I often do. And this really made me reflect on what's happening today. We all have the opportunity right now to spend that extra time with our partners and with our children, with our dogs or our cats, our friends. We can't be near them, but we can still see them and visit them. I think it's a beautiful poem, and it really made me sit back and say, okay, this is this is good. We need to appreciate each other a little bit more. Slow down, as they say, smell the flowers. As they say, smell the flowers. Okay. So I said we can go to bed after that, but I am going to do one more pour. Find my bottomless cups. The bottomless cups. Right there. Right there. This is black. Gosh. Hard to get those open. This isn't it. Okay, let's see. It needs to be, I think, on a bigger cup. Let's try that. Some more round in there. She knows what she's talking about, folks. All right, I'm going to put black down first. It's just Amsterdam coal black, I believe. Mixed with Floetrol. Drop that cup in it. Now, I'm going to put this cheap shit timber paint on it and see what happens. Who knows? It might be a masterpiece. So there's orange. More down. Two. Just two. And this is it's funny, they don't put the name of the color on it anywhere. It's water-based. I don't know about this other stuff. Don't need it. Orange is in there. I don't want to put I don't know. How about some white? Yeah. Blue and titanium white. And it is. It just needs to come up a smidge, just like that. Does it? No, it needs to come up more than a smidge. So I'll take that one out, put that in there. It's good to have a level. I have one, I just don't know where it is right now. And it's not something that's really bothers me too much because it's not an expensive piece of canvas. And there's some white. Delicious. Just like vanilla ice cream. Cream. It's like solid cream. This is sort of a yellow. It's going to make a party sound maybe. I don't know. I think it's pink is what's going on here. There we go. It's just a little bit. It's more like a gold, actually. It's fairly liquid, so I'm not adding anything to it. But I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some emeralds going to the inside of that and let it set for a while. Dot white in it. This is the fluorescent pink. It's beautiful. There we go. I think that's going to be enough right there. Oh my god, this is really cool. Oh, and now it's going over the other way. Going over the other way. Oh. There we go. Just going to let it sit for a few minutes and see what happens. It's got some really cool circles and dots in here. Some of the colors are coming through. I really love yellow. Some black on top of that shoulder. There you go. So that it comes up some more. Now, what I kind of like to do with this is move it around a bit. So that it sort of spills out. I don't know how good you can see it. there's a place where I can attach my phone so that I can get another view on my recordings, so you can have a better look at what I'm doing. Let's see. I probably should have taped the bottom of it, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I should have taped. Like, if I was going to actually do anything with this, I would have taped it. But you know what? It really doesn't need to be taped. Not for my purposes. If I decide to do something else with it, I'll clean it up. Just here and play with it for a while. Anyway, that's it. I don't think you can see it well enough, but I apologize for that. I will get hopefully be able to figure out, the next step is to figure out how to, now that I got the computer working for streams, then the next step is to figure out how to add another camera to it so that I can have a different view. Take a torch to it, get rid of the air bubbles, and maybe bring up a few more little spots in the box. That brought up some more orange actually, I like that. There. And now I can hear my little baby's pump going off, so it's time for me to say goodnight. I am going to turn it off, have a little sip of wine, and watch something funny, and then I'm going to go crawl into bed. So I want to thank you if you're there, and even if you're not and watch this later. I really appreciate everybody that has subscribed to my channel. I've got 157 subscribers now, and I'm really happy about that. I'm thrilled, actually. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it because I love art. I think it's a great form of therapy, and I'm certainly not any kind of a professional. I've been doing art since I was probably 12 years old with my first professional lessons that I got from Eve Carpenter, who was a watercolor artist in Victoria. And if I can share that with people, and maybe a poem or just hey, I think that's a good start. This is really turning out to be quite cool when it stopped like me running with the ends. So I think I'm just going to leave it right where it is and not disturb it too much. But I know from past experience that I do need to put the lids back on my bottles and put them away because of spillage. See? Just fell right off. Right? This is right. I like that tempera paint, even if it is cheap. I don't care. I do like it. I also got these little bottles at the dollar store. They're travel bottles. They're made from silicone, and they're great for mixing up paint. And you can almost turn the damn things inside out to clean them. So, reusable sources. Just say no to the pipeline. Slow down, smell the flowers, and be nice to each other.